Hi everybody. Just fair warning, I am having technical difficulties, so oh well. I tried to fix it, it's not working. And it's a Friday. So, okay. Today we're talking about parent functions and how they transform into other lines. Okay? So the reason we're doing this right now is because a lot of it can be linked to slope-intercept form and how it looks as an equation. We can tell like how it changed from the parent function. Sorry, it's Friday. It's 2:45. Oh well. It's gonna be loud. I'll try to be louder. So let's start with functions. Family of functions, not family functions. We don't need that awkward dinner. Families of functions is a group of functions with the same characteristics, such as lines. That's one we've done so far. That family group is called linear. Another one we're going to do is quadratic. They all have the same kind of characteristics in it. Parent function is the one with the simplest characteristics. So parent functions, like with all equations, we add numbers in it to make it a little bit more complex. Parent function has the bare minimum that they need in it. And for linear, that is just the x and the y. So here it has a slope of 1 and it has a y-intercept of 0. That's the simplest form, y equals x. Okay? Now, I couldn't get any of these things to pop up like I wanted to, so we're just going to go with it. And that one popped up, of course. So the black line is the graph of y equals x. Okay? Just a straight line going through the origin, and it's perfectly diagonal to that whole grid. So that's the parent function. Now, the pink line is the y negative x. By the way, if you don't have colors and you just want to graph these, but just write what color they are at the top of each line, that's totally fine. You can do different thickness. I don't care. You can tell what colors they are on the screen. So the pink line is y equals negative x. So you might be able to see the difference. Like the difference between the pink and the black line is just they're going in opposite directions. They're only going up 1, over 1, or they're going up or down 1 and over 1 to get the slope. They have the same y-intercept. The only difference is that negative sign. Okay? So like one's a positive line, one's a negative line. So that they're opposites. And that transformation is called reflection, but we actually aren't going to focus on that. I just wanted to let you know it's a reflection. Okay? The next thing we needed to do was graph the red and blue line. So red is y equals x minus 3, and the blue is y equals x plus 5. Now compared to the black line, we're always comparing it to our parent function unless it tells us otherwise. Okay? Comparing the red and the black line, they have the same slope. They're parallel to each other. However, the red starts at a different y-intercept. So it got shifted. Oh, this whole thing got shifted weird. There we go-ish. There we go. That looks better. The red got shifted down 3 units. Like if you moved all the points down 3 units, it would give you your red line, right? So, and then the black one, if we look, it's also parallel. Just all the points moved up 5 units. So that one got shifted up 5 units. Okay? Here's another example. Again, if I'm going too fast, go ahead and pause the video. Alright, let's see if these pop up like they should. Here's our parent function again. We had to do that in black. And it wanted us to graph y equals 1/2 x in yellow. So that should be right here. And it wanted us to do y equals 4x in green. Okay? So remember, we're comparing these colored lines to the black line. Well, comparing the black and the yellow, they have the same y-intercept, but they're, like, black is a little bit steeper than the yellow. So the yellow is less steep. Okay? Where the green, if we look at it compared to the black, it's more steep. You definitely don't want to climb that hill. I'd rather climb the yellow one. I'd rather climb the x-axis, actually. But not an option. So the green line is actually more steep. Okay? And hopefully you were paying attention to those numbers that got added into the equation and how they differed from the parent function equation. Okay? The two transformations that we're dealing with are called translation, which, as you guys remember from 7th grade, is a slide. Okay? A translation of a line, or from a parent function is basically a vertical shift of the line. Okay? So that was the red and blue lines. They got shifted either up or down. And we can tell how they're shifting comparing the y-intercept. So the y-intercept of the parent function was 0, but of the red line it was -3, and it got shifted down 3. So a shift of -3 means to go down 3. So the y-intercept tells you how to shift it. Okay? And steepness is the other one. We tell that based on the slope. If the slope is larger, it means it's going to be more steep. If it's smaller, it means it's going to be less steep. So we were comparing those numbers to a slope of 1. The yellow line, which we said was less steep. Oh my gosh. Steep was 1/2. 1/2 is less than 1. Where the slope of the more steep line, the green one, was 4, that is greater than 1. Okay? So it's all about comparing the numbers in the equations. Okay? So an example, which actually is on the next page, describe the transformation of the following compared to the parent function. So y equals x. Okay? So here we go. Y equals -x plus 9. We're going to ignore the negative because it does tell us it's a reflection, so it's going down. But we're only going to be focusing on translations and steepness. Okay? So here the slope is -1, and the y-intercept is 9. Okay? So like I said, we're actually ignoring the negative sign because that tells us about reflection. We want to focus on the number for the slope. Okay? Now, yes, it's opposite, but it's going to be the same steepness because it's the same number, the 1, as the parent function. Okay? The y-intercept was 9. Well, 9 is bigger than the origin, which is what the parent function's y-intercept is. So that means it got shifted up 9 units. That's the transformation that happened. Okay? So these are going to be a couple questions that you'll see, but it's just simply that. It's got the same steepness and it got shifted up 9 units. That's all you need to say about the transformations. Okay? So I want you to try these two on your own. You only have 2 problems to do on your own. Okay? And tell me about it. Now, 3, just so you're aware, is not in slope-intercept form. So I would change that slope-intercept form before you make any judgments on it. So go ahead and give these a try. If you have any questions, write them down, and we'll go over them next class. Okay? Have a good weekend, or I hope you did have a great weekend if you're doing it on Monday. Bye!